everyone, hope you enjoyed the performance. This was originally written by Ivan Mueller, a clarinetist, composer, and instrument maker who was most active in the first half of the 19th century. He's most well remembered today for bringing a whole bunch of extra keys onto the clarinet, improving pads on the instrument, and pretty much creating the modern idea of a ligature. This study originates from Mueller's method for clarinet, and as a technical study, it contains a number of little tricky corners for us to get around. Firstly, one of the main features of this study is that it features a lot of quick, smooth break crossing, like this. And to do those changes smoothly, there are a few things you can do to make your life more easy. Firstly, make sure that your index finger on your left hand is not hitting that A key front on, but from a more curled position like that. That way you can move between this front key and the A key with just a smooth rocking motion. Without having to actually change the position of your hand. Also, those transitions are a lot easier if you're using a venting fingering on that A. One that I really like is this, with the third and fourth fingers of each hand down. You can also add extra keys at the bottom if it makes some of the technical work easier. The very first interval in this piece is this. And that's a lot easier to play if you've got some fingers down already ready to hit that C sharp. You might need to experiment for yourself though to find a venting fingering for that A that doesn't alter the pitch too much but improves the tone quality. There's a few awkward leaps into the altissimo as well, like in the third bar. And to do those leaps smoothly, there's a few other things you can do to make your life easier. Firstly, don't be tempted to squeeze down as you hit those notes. Any sort of extra kink that you put in your neck or your posture is going to come out with producing a more squeezed sound. Keep your bell up, keep your posture straight, and approach those notes with a sense of openness. And it'll be much easier to maintain a warm, open sound over them. Also remember to keep your fingers in your left hand as close as you possibly can when you're going over that altissimo break. It's much easier to play than it is Also remember that you need to account for the differences in volume of certain notes. That C sharp naturally wants to come out as louder than the notes around it. If you don't change the air that you're using going up to it, it'll sound like this. It has a sudden, sharp, harsh quality to it. So you need to back off just slightly with your air so that it's approached gently. So another challenge in this piece is finding places to breathe appropriately and making those breaths sound musical. There's a few places here where if you only did what was on the page, it would sound really rushed and quite difficult. Take for example the fourth going into the fifth bar where there's a suggested breath. Sounds pretty awkward and rushed, right? That breath will make a lot more sense if you just taper into it, both by decrescendoing and using a bit of rubato at the end of that phrase, like this. It's not at all explicitly written into the piece, but we can create these kind of little tapered off phrases when we're playing unaccompanied music, and we pretty much have to give it a sense of structure and style. So if you choose to learn this study yourself, I hope these tips help you out. I've left a link in the description below where you can find the sheet music of this. Link me in if you make your own recordings, I'd love to hear them. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to be notified when I make recordings like this in the future.